Welcome to LMU Community TV News. Filling in for Ashley Collinsworth, I'm Adam Haley. Lincoln Memorial University conferred degrees to more than 400 graduates Saturday during its 2016 spring commencement ceremony. The ceremony, held at the Tex Turner Arena, featured commencement speaker Kim Bernard-Holen, a former international affairs officer with the United States Department and military historian. The event also featured the valedictorian address by Abigail Elizabeth Hamilton of Rogersville. University President Dr. B. James Dawson also presented doctoral of jurisprudence degrees to 17 graduates from the Duncan School of Law and doctoral degrees to 5 graduates. Commencement officially closes the 2015-2016 academic year at LMU. Students and faculty will be returning to campus for the fall semester in August. University business offices will be operating at normal hours during the summer. The School of Allied Health Sciences at LMU celebrated its pinning and awards ceremony over the weekend at the Sam and Sue Mars Performing Arts Center. The School of Allied Health Sciences includes the Athletic Training Program, Medical Laboratory Science Program, and the Veterinary Medical Technology Program. Dean Elizabeth Thompson presided over the event that honored the 2016 graduating class and honored special achievement in each program. Next up on the commencement schedule is the DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine this coming weekend at Tex Turner Arena. Festivities will kick off Friday with the DCOM Awards ceremony at 10 a.m. in the Tex Turner Arena. Saturday morning at 10, the graduating class of 2016 will receive Doctor of Osteopathy degrees. LMU Security and Safety Force members will be in place to direct family and friends to parking. Attendants who require handicapped or disabled parking will be directed to the lower parking lot at Tex Turner Arena. Finally, also on Saturday, the J. Frank White Academy will conduct its graduating ceremony at 10 at the Sam and Sue Mars Performing Arts Center in Duke Hall. Now, when we come back, we're going to let you know about future events that come up in Cumberland Gap, Tennessee when we return to LMU Community TV News.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's going to happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back. The Bell County and Claiborne County Sheriff's Departments are warning residents about a new phone scam that is making news in the area. Local residents are receiving calls claiming that arrest warrants are outstanding due to a debt owed by the resident. The callers claim the debt is owed to a fictitious company, and unless the debt is paid immediately over the phone with a credit or debit card, officers will execute the warrant. This scam is similar to another recent alert involving callers claiming to be from the Internal Revenue Service. The Sheriff's Office would never request financial information and does not collect debt for any organization or law firm. Also, never give your Social Security number to anyone over the phone. If you feel you've been a victim of this or any scam, contact your local Sheriff's Department. The Cumberland Gap National Park is gearing up for a busy summer season as it continues to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the National Park Service. The month of May will be a busy month for the park with a number of events scheduled. This weekend, the park will be hosting a behind-the-scenes at the Hensley Settlement Tour. The tours will be offered to visitors Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. On May 28th, a new grass and bluegrass event featuring East Tennessee's Wild Blue Yonder Band will kick off at the Wilderness Road Campground Amphitheater. The next day, May 29th, visitors will have the opportunity to explore Gap Cave with park rangers. Tours are scheduled for 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. For more information about these events and a full schedule, go to www.nps.gov. The town of Cumberland Gap will be kicking off a series of summer events with the annual Art Extravaganza on May 21st at 6 p.m. The event will feature art, music, food, and a wine tasting. The event is a fundraiser for the Harrogate Book Station's children's program and the Cumberland Gap Artists Co-op. Cost for the event held in Festival Park is $25. 1 week later, May 28th, Steve Gully and his family and friends will have their monthly Cumberland Gap music show at the LMU Convention Center. Tickets are $12 for adults and the show begins at 7:30. The second annual Summer Art Festival falls on June 3rd and 4th. The event features arts, crafts, entertainment, food, and storytelling. Hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Running with the Art Festival will be the annual White Lightning Trail Festival, which kicks off on June 4th and concludes on June 5th. Local bands and craft vendors are featured. The festival closes at 5 p.m. on the 5th. For more information, you can contact Village Hall or you can go to townofcumberlandgap.com. Again, that's townofcumberlandgap.com. With summer fast approaching, it's time to start thinking about keeping our pets safe here in East Tennessee. The summer months can be uncomfortable and even dangerous for both pets and people. The Humane Society has a set of guidelines for pet safety. At the top of the list is never leave your pets in a parked car. On a warm day, temperatures inside a vehicle can rise rapidly to dangerous levels. On an 85-degree day, the temperature inside a car with the windows slightly open can rise to over 100 degrees within 10 minutes. On hot days, you should limit your pet's exercise. Try to limit exercise to early morning and evening hours. Temperatures are dropping also. Asphalt pavement gets very hot and can burn your pet's paws. Try and walk your dog on grass. Other suggestions from the Humane Society include providing ample water and shade for pets kept outdoors, and watch for signs of heat stroke, heavy painting, glazed eyes, difficulty breathing, dizziness, and vomiting are a few signs. Pets with these symptoms should be moved indoors and treated with placement of ice packs and cool towels to the neck and chest. For more details, you can go to www.humanesociety.org. Now, when we come back, Brandon Burke will update you with Blue Ridge Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament here on LMU Community TV News.
This is why you get by on 4 hours sleep. Why you took a second job. This is why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing and spend hours juggling the bills. This is why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Now more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE to talk one-on-one with a housing expert today.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Welcome back. The Blue Ridge Athletic Conference baseball tournament began last Friday on the campus of LMU with a single elimination round. 4th-seeded Cumberland Gap started the day against 5th-seeded West Green. Each team scored in the first inning, but it was the Panthers in the second who exploded for 6 runs behind a 2 RBI triple by Bubba Lake, an RBI double by Andrew Dishner, an RBI single by Hunter Bayless, an RBI single by Joe Faulkner, and an RBI single by Hyatt Brooks to blow the game open 7-1. The Panthers' defense took over from there, only allowing 2 more hits, and Cumberland Gap advanced with a 9-1 victory. Bayless picked up the win, going 4 innings, allowing 1 hit, 1 unearned run, while striking out 6. The second game on Friday saw the 6th-seeded Claiborne Bulldogs face the 3rd-seeded Granger Grizzlies. Granger got on the board in the bottom of the first on a 2 RBI single by Jeremiah Trout. That would be all the offense pitcher Trevor Lakins would need as he used the Grizzly defense to his advantage. The Bulldogs would only get 4 more hits through the day, and Granger eliminated Claiborne 2-0. Lakins picked up the win, going the full 7 innings, allowing 5 hits while striking out 5. Cumberland Gap was back in action on Saturday evening in the double elimination portion of the bracket, taking on top-seeded Greenville. The Green Devils got on the board in the bottom of the first with a Caden Ramsey RBI single and a Lincoln Bowman RBI sac fly. The Panthers got on the board in the 4th inning and looked to tie the game, but left 2 on base. The Green Devils would take advantage, adding 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 5 more in the 5th, and then finished off the Panthers with 3 in the 6th to win 12-1. Bowman picked up the win for Greenville, going 6 innings, allowing 6 hits and 1 run while striking out 8. With the win, Greenville advanced to play 2nd-seeded Chucky Doak on Monday evening. Chucky Doak advanced by defeating Granger 9-5. Cumberland Gap fell into the elimination bracket where they will face Granger on Monday evening at 5 p.m. at the Lamar Hennon Field. We will have the results from the final rounds later this week. The Sprint Cup Series was at Kansas Speedway this past Saturday for the Go Bowling 400. Martin Truex Jr. started on the pole and was the dominant car for most of the day, leading 172 laps before a loose wheel forced him to pit under green and back into the pack. With less than 30 laps left, a restart bunched Brad Keselowski, Danny Hamlin, and Kyle Larson up running for second, and they would wreck going into turn 3, collecting Joey Logano in the incident. A later restart would put Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Kurt Busch together to contend for the lead, and it was Kyle Busch who would drive off and pick up his 3rd win of the season. Harvick took second, followed by Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, and rookie Ryan Blaney to round out the top 5. The Sprint Cup Series will now move north to Dover, Delaware for next week's race. The Tennessee Smokies are back on the road this week after wrapping up a series with the Mississippi Braves, in which the Smokies lost 3 of the 5 but did win the last 2 on Saturday 5-3 and Sunday 2-0. Tennessee is in Montgomery, Alabama for a scheduled 5-game set against the Biscuits. Montgomery enters the series after taking 3 out of 5 against Birmingham. The Smokies and the Biscuits enter their series in 3rd and 2nd, respectively, in the Southern League North Division behind the Jackson Generals. The 142nd Kentucky Derby was held over the weekend, and for the 4th straight year, the favorite going in ended up in the winner's circle as Nyquist picked up the win and remained undefeated. Nyquist was followed by Exaggerator and Gunrunner. Nyquist will look to duplicate what American Pharoah pulled off last year when he looks to put the 2nd jewel in the Triple Crown when he competes at the Preakness Stakes on May 21st. That's all for sports this week, but stay tuned. After the break, Joseph Lewis will let us know how much money Marvel's Captain America Civil War made this past weekend when he brings you the box office report here on LMU Community TV News.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family? This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort...
Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything.
Oh, sorry.
Go along, son!
It's always worth it.
Whoa! Master!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office this weekend were led with nothing in the way of competition by Captain America: Civil War. Marvel's long-awaited Clash of the Titans raking in $181 million in its U.S. debut. Domestically, its performance ranks as the 5th largest opening weekend of all time, sitting just behind the 2 Avengers films, Jurassic World and Star Wars: The Force Awakens, while its worldwide total has quickly skyrocketed to $678 million, putting the film on the fast track to outgross the similarly themed Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice and become one of the year's biggest and most indisputable financial successes. It's also worth noting, as an example of how thoroughly the Marvel machine has sunk its candy-colored claws into the pop cultural consciousness, that Civil War made in its opening weekend more money than 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger made in its entire domestic run. Following at number 2 after its 3-week stay at the top spot was Disney's latest live-action adaptation of The Jungle Book, adding $21 million onto its now $284 million domestic gross, thanks to its broad appeal, as well as universal raves from critics and audiences alike for its endearing story and its immersive use of special effects. Director Jon Favreau is no stranger to box office success, his light but earnest touch previously having led movies including Elf and Iron Man to grossing several hundred million worldwide, and The Jungle Book is already following suit, its worldwide total currently sitting at $776 million. Pushing its way into the top 3, undoubtedly due to the holiday in question, was Gary Marshall's ensemble dramedy Mother's Day, pulling $9 million for the 3 days and surprisingly drawing more viewers than it did in its first weekend. Despite a cast of A-listers including Jennifer Aniston and Julia Roberts, the film itself has been greeted with abysmal critical response, with many reviews echoing the indelible sentiment laid down by Adam Graham of the Detroit News. Mother's Day is not a tribute to mothers, it's an insult to everyone. Overall, the film has grossed $20 million in total. Falling out of the top 3 and coming in at the number 4 spot was the fantasy actioner The Huntsman: Winter's War, adding $3.5 million onto its continually underwhelming $40 million domestic gross, followed closely at number 5 by the Key and Peele comedy Keanu, adding $3 million onto its also low $15 million domestic gross. Barbershop: The Next Cut, The Boss, and Disney's wildly successful Zootopia are all falling off with less than $3 million each for the weekend, while the video game adaptation Ratchet & Clank has nearly made its way out of the top 10 after only 2 weeks, adding $1.4 million onto its hugely underwhelming $7 million total. Expect Captain America: Civil War to dominate the attention of most audiences for the time being, while this coming weekend brings the release of the George Clooney and Julia Roberts vehicle Money Monster, as well as the Kevin Bacon starring horror film The Darkness. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back. Before we let you go, I want to remind you once again of what's coming up this weekend here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Again, the DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine Awards Program will be Friday morning at 10 a.m. inside of the Tex Turner Arena parking lot. The DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine graduation ceremony will be the following day inside the Tex Turner Arena. That'll be on Saturday at 10 a.m. All the parking will be in the upper lot unless you need handicapped or disabled parking, and that'll be in the lower lot. Also a reminder, the J. Frank White Academy graduating class will be graduating Saturday inside the Duke Hall at the Sam and Sue Marsh Performing Arts Center. That'll also be at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Now that's going to do it for this edition of LMU Community TV News.